Hello, my name is Collection Connoisseur. I collect digital thingamabobs in video games, and today I'm playing Slay the Spire. Our challenge today in Slay the Spire is the Skinny Deck Challenge. The deck must be 12 cards or less. Now, I have done this challenge once before. I have done this, or I guess twice before. One session before. I did it with the Silent and the Watcher. The Silent on Ascension 2 and the Watcher on Ascension 1. We've never done this with the Ironclad or the Defect, which means that's what we're doing today. And in addition, I'd like to beat my personal best, so we're going to do at least Ascension 3. And I am going to start, I believe... Let's see here, which one would I like to start with? I think I will start with the Defect. So, Ascension 3, the Defect, and we're in the Skinny Deck Challenge, which you can't really read right now with the art behind this, but the deck must be 12 cards or less. There are a couple ways that cards could be added to my deck in which I can't prevent them from being added, so really it's I can't choose to add a card if I have 12 or more cards in the deck. And if we run into that case, I will attempt to remove cards as quickly as I can to get back into 12 cards or less. But usually, that won't happen. So let's start with the Defect. Now, you start with 10 cards in your deck, as long as you're not the Silent, so we can add cards. Not that any of these options add a card. Technically, doing the last option to lose my starting relic and getting a boss relic could add a card, but only one. And I could choose to not take that card. I do really like obtaining a random rare relic. This is kind of like saying I went to an elite fight and I got a rare relic from it, and I took 21 damage in that elite fight. Which is not terrible. Just to mention, I am using mods. One of the mods you can see right here is the Colored Maps mod. I like to have colored maps. One of the ones that I added this time that I didn't have last time is marking the map, so I can right-click to let you know where I'm intending to go. I'm going to try to use that liberally. I see a few paths. So the path on the right here, we could get a couple of fireplaces, hit an elite, a shop, another fireplace, and then another elite. I like that option. I do really want to go to many shops and events, because that's how we can remove cards from our deck. There would be two shops on this path. There'd be that shop and this shop. I really want to remove cards so that I can add other cards. So I believe we're going to go this way. Yeah, that's my pathing. So knowing that my pathing is that way, I am hitting two fireplaces relatively early. I feel no problem at all taking 21 damage to get a random rare relic. Let's hope it's a good one. Alright, it's an interesting one. Normal enemies drop an additional card reward. This is actually a very good relic. We see a lot more cards. It's a little weird with this particular challenge though, because this particular challenge, and I'm noticing that the challenge rules aren't exactly where you want them to be. Let's move those over a little bit so that you can read them normally. Alright, so in this challenge, it's a little bit weird to see multiple card rewards because we won't be able to take card rewards very often. So this is generally not great for us, but being able to choose cards more freely is very nice. So it's good even in this particular challenge. But it's not the best we could have hoped for this particular challenge. Starting floors should be pretty much the same as normal with starting floors. I will definitely defend once. The question is, do I defend twice? Probably not. Because we're at the point where he's gaining 4 strength a turn. I don't think I can come out of this unharmed. Turns out I could have come out of it unharmed. Now, we've got 2 card rewards to look at. We have a 12 card deck. Scrape could be excellent in a 12 card deck, depending on what the cards are. Hologram is not very important in a 12 card deck. It's pretty important in many decks that you build, but in a 12 card deck you're not likely to have many things in your discard pile, so it just gives you less options. Otherwise, I really would like that hologram. I could take 2 card rewards here, but I don't know. I think what I see right now is the Scrape. The Scrape could do great things depending on what else we get. So let's take a Scrape. That will encourage me to upgrade Zap or Dual Cast. Oh, hello Blake. Welcome to the stream. Now, our first shop. What we're definitely doing in this shop is removing a card. We could do something else in this shop, potentially, but I don't know that I want to. Let's start with removing a card, and I really do like removing those strikes. The only thing that we can afford is a turbo. Turbo is something that you can get back with Scrape, but turbo and Scrape don't go well together. For the simple fact that you draw 4 cards, turbo gives you the void. That void, when it's drawn, you lose 1 energy. If you play the Scrape, you draw the void, and then you immediately discard it, you lost the energy and you didn't get rid of the void, so you still have to draw that void again. It's basically an anti-synergy. We don't want a turbo in this deck. A claw actually would go quite well in this deck, but we don't have the option to do that, and most likely we'll get that from card rewards when we're seeing 2 card rewards per battle. Scrape right now is kind of excellent because Scrape discards 4 of those cards, which means we'll get to shuffle our deck again pretty soon. I like that. Let's start with the Dual Cast. That tells me that we're going to scrape this one. And play our Zap. And the Fool decided not to attack me, so he dies. Alright. We could get another Scrape. Not what we want. We don't really want 2 Scrapes. They would often discard each other. Stack would be terrible in this challenge. Ball Lightning's fine, but I don't think I want it. I think we can do better. So we're skipping all of these card rewards. Let's look at the first one again. Skim might be good. It might be good. But if I'm going to take a Skim, I think I'm going to take a Skim later in the challenge. So we're skipping those. We can only add 2 cards to our deck currently, so we've got to be very choosy about what we add. This Defend is a simple solution. It's unfortunate that we're going to take 7 here, but we didn't have a choice. Hello Debbie, welcome to the stream. Thanks for the luck. Now, if we draw 4 with Scrape, we're going to draw 4 of those and discard them. Is that what we want? I guess it's not terrible. and it will mean that we won't play another zap. So we're going to play a scrape and then play the zap. And now we've got a decent chance to draw attack cards that we want, or dual cast. Good old Fear Potion. So there's a Claw. Claw is probably going in this deck. Recursion is also a possibility because it does become 0 cost. The problem is there's not many 0 costs that add orbs, besides Zap, which we started with. I wouldn't mind a charge battery. What we could do is take Claw and Recursion. Would be interesting. I'm going to take the Claw. Do I want to take the Recursion? I don't know. And if I don't know, I think I'll wait on it for now. Unfortunate that our event happened to be an enemy, but that is the most likely outcome. I don't think I want to play Scrape here. Oh, actually, Scrape draws Claw. Right. We have improved this deck for Scrape already. Start with dual cast. See where the hits land. Okay, that was an interesting outcome. We're guaranteed to draw at least 12 damage next turn, because we're going to draw either those 2 strikes or one of them in the scrape. So as long as we can put these 2 to 12 or less health, we are good. Although in particular, yeah, this is fine. Guarantees a win next turn. Now, Chill. Chill's not bad. FTL is also very good. And I don't know if I want a leap or not. It's not bad. It's not bad block. And it'd be nice to have good block. I think we want the FTL before we want a leap, and we can only add 1 card to our deck currently, so we're taking the FTL. We now have 2 0-cost cards in our deck for Scrape to draw. And they're both attacks. Be nice to add a block card to that. So we could rest here, but I'm going to Smith, and I'm going to Smith our Zap and make that a 0-cost card too. That means Scrape is just getting better. And this is one of the most painful battles that you can encounter, especially this early. Floor 7, I think, is the earliest that you can encounter this, and it is one of the more painful battles in Act 1, aside from elites. So that's somewhat unfortunate, but yeah, that's somewhat unfortunate. We appear to be taking damage here. In fact, we appear to be taking 10 damage here, which is kind of a lot. I could do something about that with the colorless potion, and I might. Let's see what the colorless potion has in it. Violence, Hand of Greed. Hand of Greed is excellent. That means that we can take 0 damage. Because we can Hand of Greed the Sneaky Gremlin. That also gets us 20 money. And we can defeat the other Sneaky Gremlin. And then which one do we want to put the damage on here? So the Fat Gremlin over here is going to weaken us. So I think we want to take out the Shield Gremlin, because we can almost always block for 5, which is all that one is going to do. So in that plan, I want to play Defend, but first I'm going to play FTL. Yeah, I'm going to play FTL here. That draws a card. Then I'm going to play Scrape, because that will draw 4 cards, and one of them could be FTL, which would draw me another card. Hey, it happened to be FTL, which draws me another card. And this is excellent. Oh no, it's not excellent, because it only does 15 damage. I want to play that Hand of Greed again and get 20 more gold. I think it's worth slowing down in this battle to make sure that we defeat with that Hand of Greed and get 20 more gold by the end of this battle. So we don't want to play FTL. Actually, playing FTL doesn't do anything, doesn't change the outcome, because we're going to defeat this fat gremlin in 2 turns whether we play FTL or not. So FTL actually makes it so that we have another chance to get back to that Hand of Greed. And we got it. 40 gold. That colorless potion saved us 10 health and gave us 40 gold. Wonderful. I shouldn't look at these cards. We can't add any. Now, the question is, do we smith or do we rest? I think we smith, because we have a rest spot right here that we can go to. So we smith here, and of course what we're going to do is make another card cost 0. There we go. Now we've got basically our damage figured out. With these 5 cards, basically we can do damage. The next thing to figure out is survival, because those 4 defends aren't really helping that much. Wing boots. Ooh, I like wing boots. I like wing boots a lot. I'm not going to use them yet. It looks like I'm not going to use them in this act, but I will probably use it in Act 2. Okay, Lagavulin. Lagavulin, the big question to ask when you encounter Lagavulin is, in the first 3 turns, is there any setup that my deck can do? And the answer is yes. We're blocking 10, which means we're taking 10. That hurts. One of the nice things about having a bunch of 0 cards in your deck is that you don't have to make many decisions on your turn sometimes. Taking another 10, that means we've taken 20. Just so you know, when I'm thinking about going to elites, especially at a lower ascension level, although this mnemonic, I guess, or method, I think works well into some of the higher ascension levels. When I'm taking elites, I normally think of taking 20 damage in an elite battle as a relatively good outcome, and therefore 20 damage is what I'm expecting to have to take when I take an elite. Bottled Flame. Well, there's the Potion of Capacity. That's easy. We can't take the card. Is there an attack that we would like to start in our hand every time? FTL. FTL we would like to start every time. That does mean I can't remove FTL from the deck, so there is a downside to choosing that. So I see a particular thing that makes me very happy. Go for the eyes here. Also, of course, in order to add go for the eyes, we have to remove something else. Definitely removing a strike. Those are becoming less and less important as we move on. And by the way, the 40 gold that we got from that colorless potion allowed us to do that. So that colorless potion really helped. Not just in the battle. Now this one, I think we do rest. 46 should be plenty to get through the rest of this act. Now, play your 0-cost cards first. And then play the rest of your hand. Sometimes the turns are made for me. So this is a place where having Go for the Eyes is really nice. And we're playing Go for the Eyes and Claw before we play Scrape, because that means the Scrape could draw those. But drew Dual Cast, which is perfectly fine. Can't look at those cards. And I am very happy to take this Elite. It's a relatively good one for the cards that we have. The deck that we have is very damage heavy, not very block heavy. That's kind of what you do against Gremlin Knob. Although, we do have several skills, and those skills are skills that we do want to play. And they're going to cost us some life. But I think it's still the right choice to play them. And I played them both before Scrape because I'm willing to play them again. That's easy, that's easy. Do I want to play another Zap? I'm definitely playing the Strike, no question there. Do I play a Zap? The question of whether I play the Zap is based on, do I win next turn anyway? So, I know exactly what my next turn draw is going to be. That Dual Cast will deal 16 damage. Plus 6 is 22. Plus 3 is 25. He's going to be at exactly 25 after my Lightning Orb hits him. So we don't play the Zap, we just play the Defend. And now we execute the plan that we just calculated. It's nice when you get the numbers right. So this relic, now this is excellent. Getting the Peace Pipe is perfect for this challenge because it allows us to remove cards from our deck at rest sites. That gives us a lot more control over our end deck that we're going to build. So I'm very, very happy to see the Peace Pipe. That makes this challenge much, much easier. And actually, we're going to use it right now. We're going to Toke, remove a card from our deck. Now, right now, the question is whether I remove another Strike or whether I remove a Defend. I think it might be to the point that I remove one Defend, and then we're going to remove another Strike next. So, Hexaghost. Hexaghost is our boss. The way that I think about the Hexaghost battle is that turn 2 is the scary turn. Aside from turn 2, turn 6, I think, is a scary turn. Or maybe it's turn 7. Basically, you want to defeat the Hexaghost before it fills up all of its flames. I think we shouldn't have too much problem. It's unfortunate that we drew Go for the Eyes here. We were pretty likely to draw it, so it's not like I'm upset. It was expected. Oh, but we drew it again. So Go for the Eyes adds 1 weakness, which reduces this damage taken by 6. That's better than a Defend. And I think our Claw is going to do very well in this particular battle. So, Dual Cast first, that one's free. We want to Scrape next. We're guaranteed to draw the FTL. We haven't played 3 cards yet, so the FTL also draws me another card, which is excellent. There's another Dual Cast, which is also excellent. And let's play a Defend. Right? Yeah, let's play a Defend. Now, Hexaghost is pretty bad if you've got a small deck because those burns are real bad. Luckily, Scrape does discard the burns, so we could avoid the burns completely with Scrape. We'll see, though. We did not avoid this burn. This burn is going to hurt us. Definitely start with FTL, see what we draw. Claw is at 11 now, that's nice. And then Scrape might discard a burn. It did. This battle is going very well. We are drawing a burn next turn. And this turn is a relatively scary turn too. It's nice to see go for the eyes here. That reduces some of the damage we're taking. Now we just need to win. I think we can win. Great. Hexa goes down, and we can actually add a card to our deck, so let's look. So Seek is good, All for One is very good. Both of those are good. I do really like Seek. Seek is much better if you have a bigger deck. So I don't think I'm going to take Seek. I think I'm going to take All for One. Because we've got... how many zero-cost cards? We've got 5 zero-cost cards. Unfortunately, this is another dealing damage, not blocking. I need to get a good block method in our deck. Runic Pyramid is really nice to see. At the end of our turn, we no longer discard our hand. We could get the Slaver's Collar, which gives us more energy, or the Nuclear Battery, which gives us more energy. I honestly don't know if I care about either of those much. With the number of zero-cost cards we have, we're not likely to need much energy. So I'm going to take the Pyramid. Pyramid allows us to plan out future turns. We're in the city. Do want to go to shops? I don't think I want to go to an extremely early... You can choose one of these two depending on what our deck looks like and what our health looks like when we get there. I'm getting a little bit... getting some warnings that my stream is not going very quickly. So you might be seeing some lag. I hope you don't. But we might be seeing some lag right now. Sorry about that. Nothing I can do, though. Alright. The Spheric Guardian. Not a bad one to see at the start of Act 2. There are some terrible ones. So if I play the Scrape, I'm very likely to discard the All for One. And I'm also very likely to draw Zap, Claw, and go for the eyes. I think that's worth it. We actually did not draw Claw, but we drew the other one. The other two. We did get to keep the Defends, which is nice, because we weren't getting attacked that last turn, but we are this turn. And do we win this turn? Of course we don't, which means we're defending. And then next turn we have a strike and several other good cards. So we can go for the eyes, Scrape, use our zero-cost things, and then use All for One. That's how the deck is supposed to work. Although we defeat this enemy before we can see that. We get a Speed Potion. I don't know if I care about this Potion of Capacity. At least not yet, because we're drawing Zap and Dual Cast pretty reliably, so we're kind of staying at one orb. We might get rid of that potion if we continue not needing to use other potions. Now, we're mainly here to remove another card. The Steam Barrier would be excellent to have in this deck. We can't afford to remove a card and add it, though. And we have to remove a card in order to add it. The strikes are becoming much worse as we add other attacks, so let's remove those strikes. And stack continues to be the antithesis of this challenge. Obtain a relic, become cursed. Technically we can do it because we have one slot to fill, but it seems pretty bad. We're going to leave this pleading vagrant alone. I just realized that my wing boots makes it so that the choices that I've made in this act so far are not as important as I made them out to be. We might choose to go to an extra elite. If we go here, we might choose to jump over to one of these two paths. I don't see anything else currently that would help with the wing boots though. The Chosen. The Chosen is one of those who changes pretty significantly as you go up in the ascension levels. At these lower ascension levels, the Chosen attacks first turn. Higher ascension levels, it does not attack first turn, which could be worse or better. It's one of the changes that might actually not be worse. You're always guaranteed to have a free turn 2. Guess we're going to scrape. Even though we're pretty consistently discarding the all for one, I'm still pretty happy with its inclusion. Alright, here we go. So, FTL, we can play Scrape. I mean, again, we're going to win before that matters, but we got an excellent hand. Okay, like I said, the Potion of Capacity not that great. Focus Potion is not much better, but still, better than Potion of Capacity for what we had. Another Scrape seems like too much. We're not looking for another Scrape. Double Energy doesn't really do anything for us, honestly. We don't have the cards that really want a Double Energy, I think. So let's skip them all. We'll get lots of rewards. No worries about skipping rewards. Oh, the Council of Ghosts, they're offering us 5 cards. 5 cards would put us significantly over the 12 card limit. So, sorry Council, we cannot accept. So, I was choosing to go here instead of an early elite. Do I want to change that? I don't think I do. I have lots of upgrades and toking really helps. Remove that last strike. Now we've got 2 slots that we can add cards in. The Smiling Mask. Excellent. Our future removes at merchants will only cost 50 gold. That is wonderful to see, because we want to remove basically at every merchant. And we're rather healthy. I think we can take this elite no problem. And this starting hand here is a wonderful starting hand. Okay, what are we doing? We're going to draw all the cards this turn. We're going to discard some of them, but we're going to draw them all. The all for one can take out that sneaky gremlin on its own. So I think I'm going to use the FTL here, and we'll scrape that one. Although, really, we don't get to choose where the dual cast goes, so let's do the dual cast and see where it lands. Okay, well, it landed on the one I was targeting with all for one. And then let's play all those cards again. I liked those cards. That's a wonderful first turn. And the defend that stays in our hand means that we have greater chance to draw other cards. And let's just play all those cards once again. I think this Gremlin leader is just not going to know what hit him. So, I think we can go directly after the Gremlin leader this turn. All for One is in our draw pile. Do we draw it? We do. Okay, ridiculous turn then. We don't even need this turn to be ridiculous, but it is. We could still have played all of those cards, all for one, and then all of those cards again. Ice Cream. Ice Cream is very nice when you've got a bunch of zero cost cards in your deck, and it works rather well with Runic Pyramid. I like Ice Cream. Everyone screams for it, I hear. Fission. Is this a deck that wants a Fission? Kind of. I kind of want a Fission. I wouldn't upgrade it, though. Not immediately. Because I want to upgrade Go for the Eyes. This is a hard choice. We basically get to build our deck. Do we want a Fission in that deck? Huh. Note that the upgrade to Fission is very important here. The original text says remove all of your orbs. This one says evoke all of your orbs. That's a big difference. We don't really put out a lot of orbs, and we kind of get rid of them with dual cast right after we put them out. Granted, one of the cards that I want for this deck would be a block card that adds 2 frost orbs. Can't remember the name of it now. And that would make Vision better. Vision is also very nice with the Runic Pyramid because you can hold on to it until you want it. I think I'm going to take it. But I might regret that decision later. Now, no reason to go over here yet. Although I am going to go over there. Let's see what our relic is before we choose which elite we're fighting. Juzu Bracelet. Juzu Bracelet. Do I want a Juzu Bracelet? I think if we're going to take the Sapphire Key, now is the time to take it. We're taking it. And this could be a Book of Stabbing or a Gremlin leader, a Gremlin Taskmaster. That would be a Burning Elite. I think we can take it. For one, we've got potions burning a hole in our pocket. It is the Taskmaster. We have an excellent starting hand again. The Metallicize here is a pretty dangerous set of things on this Taskmaster, and the Taskmaster himself is pretty bad for this challenge, because he adds a wound to your deck every turn, and those wounds can stack up. The real question I have here is whether I want to use my colorless potion. Let's play FTL before we decide. I think if I'm going to use that colorless potion, I might use it now. Certainly I don't care about the focus potion here. Let's use the colorless potion. Ooh. We can take Apotheosis. Let's do that. Upgrades all of our cards. For this battle only. Are we going to defeat this Slaver in the back this turn? I guess it depends partially on where dual cast hits. We are going to defeat that slaver in the back this turn, so let's weaken one that is going to survive. Let's scrape you. We will keep... Actually, do we want to play Fission? We don't want to play Fission before we play All for One, because All for One is going to take all of those cards we put in the discard and bring them back. Let's see here. I want to play Zap. I want to play Claw. We have to put the Claw there in order to defeat him this turn. Unless we defeat him with one of our other cards that we're going to get. Yeah, the Claw is going there. Then we All for One against this back slaver. That means that we can weaken the Taskmaster 2. See where the dual cast lands. All against the Taskmaster, okay. And then we can Fission. And I think Fission is good because it gets rid of this one, but it means that I could play the Defend. And the Defend might be nice to play. Let's go after the Taskmaster, I think. My orbs agree. Let's go after the Taskmaster. And we're only taking 6 damage. Very nice. Very nice first turn. All for One is in the draw pile, which means Scrape is definitely going to discard it if we play Scrape. The other option is to not play Scrape. Or, well, one of the other options is that FTL draws it. Oh, okay. That changes things. Now we get to play Claw and Scrape. And then we get to FTL again. And defeat all of them. That was a very clean elite battle. Oh, Sundial is an excellent pickup. Every 3 times you shuffle your draw pile, gain 3 energy. We shuffle our draw pile kind of a lot in this deck, so we're going to get tons of energy, and our Ice Cream is going to conserve that energy across turns. So we could actually add a very expensive card to this deck, and it would be good. So Cool-Headed is an option here. Cool-Headed is a block card. It's a block card that also draws cards, which is not too bad. This is not an upgraded version. I think I'm going to skip on this one. But if I see a Cool-Headed in the future, especially if it's already upgraded, I'm probably going to take it. So we got our Burning Elite. Now, we could go to a Fire and a Shop if we use another one of our Wing Boots. I might do that. We got Scrape and All for One in our opening hand. As you've figured out by now, that's an excellent combination. Let's see here. Dual cast, the Zap. We could draw this one if we want with the Fission. Don't think I want to. Let's keep it until we feel like we need it. Now we can just hit this one a few times. I'm not going to hit it with Go for the Eyes because we can hit it with something that's a little bit more direct, dealing 4 damage. It did get hit by the lightning though, which kind of negated the thing that I just did. So we'll hit it with FTL. And we drew a Scrape again. Excellent. So Scrape is going to draw all those cards. We're going to play our 0-cost ones again. Let's see where the dual cast lands before we figure out where the Go for the Eyes goes. Go for the Eyes goes here now. And all for one. And then we just win. Very clean battles. There's a Chill. Chill is actually quite nice. It's already upgraded. With the number of times that we draw a dual cast, we will definitely dual cast the Frost Orb pretty quickly. Cold Snap is kind of a block card. And we could get another Claw. I don't hate another Claw. This one's already upgraded. But like I said, I'd rather have a block card. And I think I want that Leap. I mean, what I really want is a 0-cost block card. And those do exist. Do we want... Alright, my stream disconnected again. Hopefully you're back. Sorry about the interruptions. Here is Chill being rather good at the beginning. Let's play our Zap first, though. And our FTL. Then we'll play the Chill. Actually, we get to play Dual Cast and then Chill. That's great. So now we actually have some block via our orbs. What do we do here? We play Go for the Eyes, we play Scrape. That gives us even more energy. You know, if we get an X-cost block card, that would be even better. Let's think about that for the future. An X-cost block card. Do we want to play that dual cast? Or would I rather play the 2 defends to gain block? I don't want to play the dual cast twice at least. I could remove and just draw 3 cards. Let's play the dual cast, that way we have the defense in our hand for the future. We also have the dual cast in our hand for the future too. And then I could keep the turn going with Fission. Let's go. Go for the Eyes, a Scrape. That puts the Zap in my hand, which means we can dual cast that. And then the FTL and the Claw pretty cleanly take out the Centurion. And we get to Zap, dual cast, FTL, Claw, and win. Win the first turn. No reason to look at those cards, so we won't. And then we're definitely going here. Normally I would Toke. I think it's time to Smith. Actually... I think it is time to Smith. We're going to Smith Fission, because Fission Smith is a much better card. And then the question is, do we use our wing boots to go to a shop? And the answer is yes, we do. One thing that I am definitely doing in this shop is card remove. It looks like most other things in this shop are things that I don't particularly care about. The Metamorphosis isn't bad. It adds attack cards though. If it added skill cards, I'd be more interested. We are going to remove a card again, and we're going to start removing defense. Alright, we get to Toker Smith. I don't think I want to remove another defend just yet, which would be my next removal. So I'm going to Smith again. And I'm going to Smith go for the eyes. That is essentially like having a defend. Alright. Let's go against this second boss. Bronze Automaton. So the Bronze Automaton doesn't really bother me. I'm going to save that chill for turn 2. There's going to be more enemies turn 2. The unfortunate part is that this is one of the first times that our starting hand wasn't as good. I think we will use a focus potion in this battle. Next hand is guaranteed to be good. And the question is, do we go directly after the Bronze Automaton? Or do we defeat the orbs on either side? I think we defeat the orbs on either side, because one of them is going to steal the all for one pretty soon. So what are we doing this turn? We're dual casting. We're going for the eyes. I think I'm going to go for the eyes here so that we can slowly get rid of the artifact charges on the Bronze Automaton and eventually make him weak. And then let's scrape, draw those cards, play him again. FTL goes here. The dual cast goes there. Fortunately, the zap is what's in our discard pile. So we don't get to usefully play the dual cast again this turn. And let's all for one. Let's see here. Do we want to do that before? Actually, we use chill right now. We could consider the dual cast. I'm still not going to play it, but the consideration is there. So that blocks everything, and we have the dual cast for the future. Another good turn. We get to scrape and all for one again. This time the go for the eyes is not useful against the Bronze Automaton because he's not attacking, so we can't apply the weak yet. And the scrape here makes it so that we can cleanly defeat that one with all for one. And we can get our Zap Plus back. I do want the Zap Plus back. Now we direct everything toward the Bronze Automaton, except for the all for one. And then I definitely want a Zap in here. And we're good. Now pretty much every turn we're guaranteed to draw a good hand. We can play the FTL to draw our all for one. And then here's where go for the eyes actually applies weakness. One defend will give us enough block this turn. I'm thinking ahead to the beam turn. There's a turn where the Bronze Automaton does a ton of attack in one turn, and I think we might just not get there. I think we might defeat the Bronze Automaton before we get to that point. So maybe I shouldn't worry about it. And maybe I should be playing my dual cast. Let's dual cast this Zap. And that means that we can fission and keep this turn going. The dual cast doesn't do anything. Alright, we'll play all for one. Actually, let's not play all for one. Let's save that in our hand for next turn. And we actually don't want the dual cast in our hand. We'd rather not draw it, and if we play it, we have a smaller chance. We have a small chance to draw the FTL instead of the dual cast. Wait a minute. We would have drawn that either way. That was dumb. Ignore what I just said there. That was technically a small mistake, but it didn't affect anything, so don't worry about it. Easily winning against the Bronze Automaton. That's nice. Flex Potion. Good to see. And we can potentially add a card to our deck. Creative AI could be really good. I think I'm going to take a Creative AI. This might be the way that we actually deal with some late game bosses. It does mean I don't have another block card right now. We're going to have to go off of defeating enemies really quickly. Ooh, an empty cage can remove 2. That's interesting. I mean, I'm not very interested in the Runic Dome nor the Sozu, since the Sundial and the Ice Cream kind of take care of our energy for us. So let's use Empty Cage. And what are the 2 cards that are the worst in our deck? The 2 defends, I guess. Is that wise to remove both defends here? I don't know if it's wise, but we're doing it. So much for wisdom. We did get the Time Eater as our boss. The Time Eater is not the boss that we wanted to see. However, Claw could take care of that battle for us. We'll see when we get there. In the meantime, where do we want to go? I probably want to hit that shop near the end. And a couple of elites would be good. We could hit an early shop as well. Or we could go to a fire. We still haven't upgraded a lot, and upgrading Creative AI makes it a lot more playable. So I am considering those fires. Let's go to a fire. And card rewards are pretty good right now, so I am going to go... I'm going to go here. I'm going to go here because we get to choose if we're going to the right or the left, depending on what card rewards we get in the first 2 battles. Okay, Chill is very good to see, considering we don't have any other block card in our deck. Let's play Dual Cast first. And FTL, of course. Zap in front. I mean, technically we could play Fission after playing Chill. We would remove all of our Frost Orbs, but we might make it so that we would win next turn. I think I'm in for that. So, Zap. Should have played... No, it's the same. We're going to play Fission. And then we get to go crazy this turn. We don't have an orb to dual cast, because that's the one card that we have in our draw pile currently. I think I do want more draw in this deck. Don't know how we're going to get that, but I think I want it. Let's continue to Claw. And FTL. And then All for One. So I'm going to leave this one alive, but I'm going to leave it alive at very low health. 5 is a low health. And we're going to go after this one, and we're going to play this Creative AI. We've got no block in our entire deck, so we cannot block. This Speed Potion is terrible. and we might take a lot of damage. But until we do, we're going to do great things. Let's do a go for the eyes here. You will be defeated with an FTL, so I don't need to worry about that. I guess if I want to draw with the FTL, I need to play the Scrape now. I think I'd rather be able to play the Zap and the Claw again. Let's see if the dual cast kills the one on the right. It does not. So we get to Claw, Scrape, FTL this one, defeat him. Go for the eyes, this one too. And then what? Clearly all for one. I can defeat the one on the left, but I can't defeat the one in the middle. So we're taking 9. Taking 9 because we have no block cards in our deck. You might think that's a questionable way. I agree. It is very questionable to have no block cards in your deck. So let's get a block card. There's a leap. There's a boot sequence, which is block only one time. Don't think I like that. And then these are attacks or energy makers. So I'm going to add this leap to our deck. And we will very likely upgrade that leap. Ho-ho, let's upgrade the leap. Immediately. So now we have one block card. We have a block card that we can really only draw once per turn, though. Still questionable. And do we want to go to this fight? I don't think so. I think we want to keep exploring the other paths. Start with FTL, that, Scrape, we'll Zap, go for the eyes, dual cast. I didn't play the Chill yet because I wanted to be able to put the Frost Orb in the back. We will... We discarded the leap, which means I think I want the Chill now. No, I don't. I want the all for one, and then the Zap in front, then the Chill. So we're taking 12 because we didn't draw our block card. Well, we're taking 10 because we did draw one of our 2 block cards, I guess. That's the only one we're taking in this battle. Gambler's Brew. Definitely better than the Speed Potion. Those are really not block cards. Genetic Algorithm is a block card, but it's not a great one. Steam Barrier is a 0-cost block card. We actually get to play that twice. So now we've got a 12-card deck again. If we were to remove a card from this deck, which is the only way that we could add another card to it, what would I remove? I don't know. Maybe the dual cast? I could actually remove a dual cast. That would allow us to stack up on orbs. And add something else to the deck. Okay, we can get a rare relic. We can upgrade all cards but not be able to heal. And then we can't do this because this would add cards to our deck. Cards that we don't want in our deck. So we're fighting a boss from Act 1. The Slime Boss. Slime boss, I feel like we defeat very quickly. Let's see how quickly we defeat Slime Boss. So not this turn. Because even though we get to play these again, this does not defeat the Slime Boss. And I guess playing the dual cast right now is not as good as holding on to it for next turn. So we're going to hold on to it. He did add a Slimed to our deck. In fact, he added 3 Slimed to our deck, which is not the best. We've got a Buffer. Buffer is not bad. I don't think it will matter in this battle, but it's good to know that we have it. Alright, the Slime Boss is down to 18, and we can get rid of the Slimed as well. Getting rid of that Slimed might have not been the absolute correct decision. Hard to know, but there are a few reasons to think that it wasn't. One of the reasons is that I have Ice Cream, so I could have saved the energy. Pocket Watch. Pocket Watch might not affect us much, because we very often play 3 or more cards. And we can't take these, so let's not look at them. Ignore. So I have one more use of my Wing Boots. And I think the best use of these Wing Boots is to go to the shop and the fire. There is a membership card in this shop. Membership card is quite nice. There's also a shuriken. Can I buy both? 154 plus 131. I can buy both. I'm going to buy both. Membership card makes the future shop better. Shuriken makes it so that we gain strength pretty much every turn. And then I don't think I want any of these. I could consider getting the Swift Potion, but honestly the Gambler's Brew, pretty similar to the Swift Potion. Do I want to toke my dual cast? That's the question that I'm asking myself the most. Do I want to get rid of the dual cast? I think I do. I think that I do. So we're getting rid of the dual cast. I don't know what I want to add, but I know that having that dual cast is not doing a lot for me. And let's go to another event. Another event is a shop. Well, can't do much at a shop. We could actually buy a block potion, but I don't want it. I want to save my money for this shop. Alright, the giant head. One of the better ones for us to see. One of the better elites for us to see in this act. FPL drew all for 1. That means... Let's see here. I want to put the Frost Orb there, because I do think I want to evoke it this turn. And then I doubt we're going to get many turns in this battle, so playing the Steam Barrier right now is probably good. Go for the eyes, so we are blocking 8, the giant head is dealing 9. And if we fission, it's doing even less. Play the zap. I think I will fission this turn. So if we're going to fission this turn, what we're going to do is play the fission now. Because then the fission has the chance to draw Scrape and All for 1. As well as Leap. which isn't important this turn, but it's nice to have it in our hand for future turns. So, what am I doing with the energy that I have? I'm playing Creative AI and All for One. Therefore, let's play Creative AI first, and then start attacking, so that the slow effect helps us the most it possibly can. I'm going to keep this Steam Barrier too. Seven, 8, 10. Great. That took off about 200 of the health of this enemy. And here's the part where it's very nice to have the leap. So we play leap. Do I want to play leap more than I want to play scrape and All for One? The sundial is probably going to affect me next turn. So I think the echo form is just going to sit in my hand. We'll play the leap. And then zap. Go for the eyes, claw. And then the scrape actually gets more than the All for One does. So we're going to play the scrape this turn. And that will guarantee that we draw the leap back next turn too, which is nice. Alright, here's the turn where we go as crazy as we can. So, start with FTL. And then we're just playing all of the attack cards, and then scrape, and then all of the cards again, and then All for One, and then all of those attack cards another time. Great. And we got a way to gain block. That isn't the card. Wonderful. We're also given another chill. Don't think another chill is what I need. We skip. I have a Regal Pillow, which means rest is better. Our Nemesis. Nemesis could be pretty bad, honestly. I think we want the leap in our hand for next turn. We could chill. So if we play Go for the Eyes, now we can use a chill and use Fission this turn. That means that we're perfectly blocking the Nemesis. And we have both Leap and Steam Barrier in our hand for next turn. I'm probably going to use this Flex Potion in this battle. I could have used the Liquid Bronze. Liquid Bronze may have been right to choose, but I thought of it too late. Right here, I want to play Leap, and I guess we're going to play Steam Barrier 2, because that's the only way that we get to block. Let's do the FTL first, because it draws a card. And then Leap and Steam Barrier. Then we scrape. And now I have Steam Barrier in my hand, and I'm guaranteed to draw the Leap again for next turn. Most of these attacks, the attacks are doing 1 damage, so attacking is not doing a whole lot. But my Claw is leveling up, and my Strength is leveling up due to the Shuriken there. And I think Hello World is worth playing, especially with the Runic Pyramid. Runic Pyramid makes Hello World just better. So there's a pretty big attack. Remember, that's a weakened attack. Is this the turn that we play a Flex Potion. We did not draw our All for One. We did not draw our All for One, but we can guarantee that we draw it by playing Scrape. Actually, we might just draw another Scrape. Alright, we're going to do the Flex Potion. And the plan here is to play an attack card, like Claw, play the Scrape, which is going to draw me FTL, and then FTL is going to draw either All for One or Scrape. Both of them are great choices this turn. Great, we got the All for One. Which means now we can play all of our zero-cost cards. Just notice that we got a second leap from the Hello World. Now we can play All for One, and play all of these cards yet again. And we win. How about that? Unceasing Top. You know, it's not bad. With Sundial and the number of zero cost cards we have in our deck, Unceasing Top is not bad. It doesn't help us with many of, with anything in Act 4 really, unless we have a way to get rid of those status cards. Turbo, not what we want. Stack, not really the best block card in this particular challenge. So we're still skipping. My 11 card deck is doing just fine. Let's see here. FTL is definitely first. I'm thinking about when I'm going to play Chill, by the way. That's the thing that I'm thinking about most right here. Do I play the Chill before or after the Zaps? And I play it after the Zaps. We're going to play All for One, or we could play Creative AI and use the All for One next turn. Yeah, and we'll use the Chill next turn too. So, Vision is going to be good this turn. We also get to play Go for the Eyes again. The question is, do I want to make sure that I get to draw off of FTL? And I think I do. So we play Claw, then we play Scrape, which definitely draws FTL, which draws, you guessed it, Scrape. And then we get to do crazy nonsense, basically. Do I want to play the Steam Barrier? I'm going to play the Leap for block. I'm going to get the Chill for block. I think I do want to play a Steam Barrier. So now we Scrape, which shuffles our deck again. Remember, the Sundial already happened this turn. And there's a small possibility that it's going to happen again this turn. This is a good time to put Leap in the discard pile. And then we play All for One. Play these cards once again. And now we play Chill and then Fission, and we get to continue the turn. And we drew Scrape and All for One yet again. Which means we can just continue. I'm going to play the Steam Barrier because we're not going to have many more turns. We don't quite have an infinite combo with the Sundial, but we're getting close. If we had a way to reliably shuffle our deck one more time, we could have an infinite combo with the Sundial. Granted, it would be nice if that infinite combo involved us gaining block somehow, which we don't have. If I play Scrape right now. I'm not guaranteed to draw the Scrape back with FPL, because I might draw the Leap instead. So we're going to play all of our cards, and then play the Scrape. So another clean battle. There's Defragment. It's not terrible, but I don't think this is the deck for it. Rebound. Does Rebound help us? Not really. We're going to skip. I guess we'll recall here. We're going to Act 4. Remember that these challenges, it's all about beating Act 3. And I think I don't care about going to that shop anymore. So I think I'm going to hit another Elite so that we can get another Relic. Chill is good in this battle because we can gain several Frost Orbs. Which one do I want to hit with the FTL? I want to hit this one. And then what? Let's use Scrape here now. Question is, do I want to use Chill this turn? I think the answer is no. It's going to give me less Frost Orbs next turn. I think the answer is no. I'm still deciding, though. So we need to hit you with all three in order to defeat you. And Chill will give us 2 Frost Orbs next turn. 2 Frost Orbs. Which is good because I want to do Chill and Fission this turn. The Scrape is guaranteed to draw me FTL, which is then going to draw me either All for One or Scrape. So I want to play the Scrape as my second card. We'll play a Claw first. Actually, no. We want to play it as the first card, otherwise it's not guaranteed to give me what I want. Unless we play Chill first. Chill first. Then we Scrape. Scrape you. Then we get to FTL and get the Scrape or All for One back. Great, we got the Scrape back. That means that we can play all of these cards, including the Steam Barrier. And then Scrape again. And then we get to play Fission and keep the madness going. Oh, the madness kind of stopped before I thought it would, actually. Oh well, we can play Creative AI and Leap. End the turn. You're not even attacking me this turn. You fool. If you do not attack me, you most likely die. I don't think that I played this particular turn as much damage as I could possibly deal, but I defeated the Reprimancer. We get the boot. The boot actually does add some damage. It adds damage for the first time we play Claw, and the Go for the Eyes, and occasionally sometimes when we are weakened. Is Compile Driver the card we want? No? No, but if we get a card that draws us a card, And we have another card in our deck that draws us a card. Could we go infinite with the Sundial? Not quite. We could almost go infinite with Sundial if we had those two things. I'm not going to add a card to our deck for the possibility of going somewhat infinite. Okay. You are attacking me. I did draw F to the FTL, but I didn't draw much else. I guess what we're going to do is play Fission so that we get to do more. And I'm not going to play the Chill yet, because even though this gives me 3 Frost Orbs, I don't want to evoke them this turn. But now we can play Chill. Maybe after we play Zap again, though. So Creative AI, and then All for One. And then we play the Zap. And Chill. Alright, I believe that next turn will be a good turn. It better be a good turn. Look at how much they're damaging me for. So, Storm is whenever I play a power card, we channel 1 lightning. Don't care. Let's play Scrape as the second card after Claw. That way we can play FTL and draw Scrape again. By the way, I attacked that one because the boot made 1 damage into 5 damage, which was pretty excellent. Now, we definitely Zap, and we definitely Claw Go for the Eyes. And then we are Scraping. Scrape you. Go for the Eyes now does 7, which means it's going to hit him for 5. Goes up by 4. The boot has added 8 damage. Very nice. Claw, FTL, Zap, and then we basically just play all the cards again and win. Alright, excellent. An attack potion, not bad. Do I want Beam Cell? Beam Cell would mean I do deal damage faster. Charge Battery would be another block card. The problem is, I'm not sure what card I'm looking for. That's one of the problems. Double Energy isn't bad. Especially with the Unceasing Top and the Ice Cream and the Sundial. Double Energy is not bad at all. Double Energy could be what we need. I'm taking it. Alright, we now have our 12-card deck. I will not toke. Let's Smith, and let's Smith Double Energy. Makes it a 0-cost card, which is very helpful in this deck. It means that Scrape draws it instead of discards it. Now, this particular boss is a problem for this deck. I think we want this immediately. And the question is, do we play 12 cards every turn, or do we be careful and play Claw a whole lot, but not other cards as much? I don't know. Go for the Eyes is a card that we want to play many times, though. I think we play Steam Barrier and Chill here. That would block all but one of the damage. And then we get to keep 2 energy, and we get to play 6 cards next turn. Creative AI could be excellent in this particular battle. Do I want to play 6 cards this turn? I think I do. So for that reason, I'm going to use double energy now. That's 1 card, 2 card. What's my next one? Okay, we get 3 more cards. One of them is going to be Claw. One of them is going to be All for One. And one of them is going to be Claw. So Claw is getting stronger. Now here's where we desperately need the Go for the Eyes that we have in our hand. So Go for the Eyes is a definite. That reduces that damage down kind of a lot. This might be the turn that we use Fission, or we could just make this the turn that we use a buffer. The question is, would we rather buffer later? I definitely want to draw that Scrape, so we're going to draw the Scrape. We're only playing Leap if we do not play Buffer. We're only not playing Buffer if we're able to block everything. We can play Leap twice because of the Fission. So what we're going to do is we're going to play Leap, Claw, Zap, Scrape. And now, when we play Fission, we get the Leap back in our hand. As well as FTL, Scrape, and Leap. That's fine. So that means that the Leap plus a Steam Barrier blocks everything this time. That means that that Buffer can prevent a future big attack. Go for the Eyes to keep him weak. Claw because we want to upgrade Claw as much as possible. And then we want all of those 0-cost cards back in our hand. Echo Form could make it so that we draw Claw a lot of times. Or we play Claw a bunch of times. I like that plan. So Echo Form. Claw. FTL, which draws Claw. Then we play Claw again. And then we could Scrape and then Claw. Scrape. I'm going to play the Leap this turn, definitely. We could also double the Leap with Echo Form. Claw. All for one, so we can play Claw again. And then any more damage we deal this turn is not going to stay. So we're not interested in damage this turn. We're interested in block and future damage, and we want to trigger his time ability so that we get to play another card next turn. So we're going to play a FTL because it does a little bit more. Well, actually the damage didn't matter. No reason to choose between those two. Just play one of those two. So, we have Echo Form. I believe what I want to do with the Echo Form is double this Buffer. That way we've got a 2 buffer. And then the plan is to play Claw. Well, actually, Do we want to play Claw a whole bunch of times this turn? If we do, we want to play 12 cards. I think I do. Let's get Claw back up. Or not back up, but even more up. Can we win this turn? I kind of doubt it. I don't think Claw does that much damage. We have three more cards to play. We can't quite win, but we got surprisingly close, right? We're going to win probably in a couple turns. I'm guessing 2 more turns. And we need to play 1 more card. Doesn't matter which one. Now, we can double claw. Let's start with a double claw. Remember, our buffer is blocking the attack, so we don't need to think about the attack. Double claw, FTL to draw the claw again. Play another claw. Play scrape to draw the claw again. Play claw again. Then play all for 1 so that we can play the claw again. Win. Alright, so that was the Defect on Ascension 3, and we never had a deck that was more than 12 cards. We kept it down to a 12-card deck, and we won. And not only did we win, we also made it to Act 4, which I don't think we have a good chance against. But we're going anyway. But we won the challenge, which means the Defect has made it through, and this is the highest Ascension level that I've done this challenge on. So great, we set a new record. All right, let's approach the door. Now the end. We get to smith 1 more time. Don't know what we want to smith. Oh, I do. We want to smith Steam Barrier. That will make it last longer as a block card. And then we do get to do some things here. Oh, the kunai is here. How excellent. Tungsten Rod is also here. These are both very good things to see. I think the kunai is what we need for the deck that we have, though. So that is nice to see. We can even get a runic capacitor with our kunai, or we could get a potion. Distilled Chaos is fine. Distilled Chaos could make things last even longer than they already do. I'm surprised that I prefer a kunai over a tungsten rod, but I definitely do for this deck. That's true on the silent sometimes. It's not often true on the Defect. And then we could either take a potion or we could take a runic capacitor. I think the runic capacitor is okay, but it's not the most significant thing that we could buy. I think getting liquid bronze would be good against the heart if we make it to the heart. So let's get liquid bronze. And then the next question is, do we take the distilled chaos? I think it's better than this attack potion. Alright, we've got our potions. Let's see if we can make it. I didn't intend this, but I did get my sundial onto 2 in that last fight, which means it's the best one for this fight. This fight is pretty scary, and this is pretty scary because he adds burns to our deck. I'm definitely going to play Chill this turn. Well, no, that's not necessarily true. I might not play Chill this turn. I'm going to play Claw. Huh. I kind of want to play Chill and Fission. because I want this first turn to go as long as it can go. If we can defeat the Spire Spear the first turn, we will be doing very well in this battle. And we might be able to do that, especially with double energy. And remember, we have Sundial, so playing Scrape here actually gives us more energy than we spent on Scrape. So we're up to 7 now, which means we can double energy to 14. And then go to town. How would we like to go to town? We would like to go to town like this. And then we would be done, except that we also picked up the Unceasing Top, which we haven't really used up to this point, but we're going to use it now so that we can keep going. Creative AI, our most expensive card, took a chunk out of our energy. And I think this battle is going to go very well, based on what's happening right here. Yes, it's going to go very well. So, Go for the Eyes defeats you, Claw, and we get to keep going. We don't really get to control what the sundial ends up on here. Alright, we beat them the first turn by playing 42 cards. We played 42 cards that turn. Oddly smooth stone is very nice to see. And we can't take those cards. Don't look at the cards. We're going up against the heart. So, the big problem with the heart is the Beat of Death. Beat of Death, every time we play a card, we take 1 damage. We play a lot of cards, which means that's going to hurt us. I am going to play the Liquid Bronze immediately here. Liquid Bronze means every time the heart hits us, we hit him back for 3. And then, what do we do this first turn? I guess what we do is FTL. We're going to play the Creative AI. No reason not to play the Zap. I think no reason not to play the Chill. Go for the Eyes, I'm going to keep in my hand. I'm going to keep it in my hand so that next turn we can guarantee give the heart weakness. So all of those statuses are real bad for us. We do have the Gambler's Brew, which can slightly deal with the fact that we're drawing those statuses, but it's still not the best. We don't want to discard the Void. One of the problems this turn is that we did draw the Void, so I'm down 1 energy. Let's see here. Leap is important. Go for the Eyes is important. Claw is important. What about that Capacitor? Important? Probably not. Let's play Distilled Chaos. Or we can play Gambler's Brew. Play Gambler's Brew. Discard these 4. I'm not discarding the Void so that it goes away. We can play Fission to keep this turn going. I think that's perfectly valid. We'll play the Scrape first, though. Scrape. Now, Steam Barrier, I think, is worth playing. That 7 block is going to be good against that 45 attack. And luckily we did draw a Leap again. That was one of the cards that I wanted to draw again. I'll play the Zap. I'm not going to play the FTL because of the Beat of Death. And we're going to take some damage. The one consideration here is the Distilled Chaos. I could play Distilled Chaos to play the top 3 cards, which could be some good ones. I think that's going to be better a later turn. So the fact that the heart is weakened means that we saved 12 damage this turn. Very significant. Unfortunately, we did not draw any block cards at all. I'll start with FTL so that we draw another card. That drew Capacitor. So I think what we do is we play double energy and then Distilled Chaos. Distilled Chaos might get rid of the Slimed for us, by the way. And I think I should play Claw before we play Distilled Chaos so that the Scrape could draw Claw back. So let's do that. And then possibly the same with Zap. Possibly the same with Go for the Eyes. I think I will do both of those. Okay. We're at least making our kunai trigger, so we've got 3 dexterity already. Okay, now we get to play double energy. Claw and Echo Form. I could play All for One to get these back. It would only get back Claw, so we're not going to play it. If I'm going to play the Capacitor, now would be the time. Otherwise, I could just keep the Capacitor in my hand, because Runic Pyramid makes it so that it really doesn't hurt me. So let's stop. Alright, we've taken a lot of damage so far. And we're definitely not drawing the powers we want to draw. However, this Steam Barrier, we've already played it once, which means the block went down, and actually the block has gone up because of the dexterity. So if we keep doing what we're doing, we're going to do well. So I doubled that. Probably not the best thing to double, honestly. I didn't really think about it, but it wasn't the worst thing to double either, because this turn could be a turn where we play a lot of cards. Our Unceasing Top will never affect us because of the burn and the wound. The wound is just going to sit in our hand the entire time. Very annoying. I will play the Capacitor and the Electrodynamics now. I won't play the Steam Barrier again this turn. I will play every other card. So remember, the first card is doubled. That's quite important this turn. Let's double Leap. Could also double Bias Cognition, but I think the double Leap is going to help us more right now. Double the Leap. And it's still a good idea to play Steam Barrier, but we'll play it after we play a couple attacks so that it does a little bit more because of the kunai. Let's play the Bias Cognition. And then play Zap. And then Scrape. Go for the Eyes is good here. It does just take out an artifact charge, but we do want to get rid of those artifact charges. And I am playing the Steam Barrier. And then I'm going to not play the Slimed. The Slimed basically doesn't hurt us because of the Runic Pyramid. It's just going to stay in our hand. We don't really draw up to 10 cards, so we're still good. And the Heart deals itself a bunch of damage attacking us this turn. Loop is fine. It would be really nice if we were given things like Buffer instead of things like Loop and Electrodynamics. I am going to double play a Leap again. Being able to double play those Leaps is going to really help me. The creative AI giving me Echo Form as early as it did, pretty significant. because of Echo Form, I don't really get to do the thing with FTL like I did before, though. So unfortunately, we don't get to cause the heart to be weakened this turn, because we're just getting rid of an artifact charge. Steam Barrier is good. I basically want to play one card. No, because I want to be able to draw 5 and draw both the All for One and the Scrape. I can't guarantee that though, because I have too many cards in my hand. We can play the Loop to get rid of that. The Burn is going to be discarded, and that means that we might draw All for One and Scrape, but we might not. I want to play the Claw so that it keeps going. And then maybe this is the time to play a Slimed. Oh, I need to play Steam Barrier too. I think we need to be very slightly lucky for next turn to be good. But I'm banking on this next turn being good. We got another creative AI. Okay. So what are we double playing? We're double playing Leap, because that allows us to play more cards? No. That doesn't make sense. Let's double play Claw. And then we play FTL, and then we play our Leap. Then we can go to town. Let's go to town. We do want to get the heart under 200 this turn, because that would be the best way to actually defeat the heart, if it's under 200 this turn. And this playing another creative AI could give us another chance at getting a buffer. Alright. Next turn, basically we win or we die. I think those are the two options this turn. So what are we doing? Are we winning or are we dying? We got another creative AI. Not the best. We could start with Leap. We're going to play a Steam Barrier this turn, and we get to weaken the heart. Okay. We are not going to die this turn. We probably will not win this turn either. Well, not so sure about that. Not as confident about that as I just was, because we're going to play All for One. We're going to play Claw again. Ho-ho! And with a go for the eyes, we win. So we defeated Act 4. We defeated the Corrupt Heart on Ascension 3 with the Defect, and our deck never had more than 12 cards. That was a resounding success. By the way, I've defeated the Heart twice so far while doing these challenge runs, and both times it was with the Defect. I did it once with a giant deck with the Defect, and I did it once with a skinny deck with the Defect. How about that? And we get to unlock the last unlock for the Defect as well. Heartbreaker combo, definitely. 20 cards in a single turn. Ha! We played 40 cards in a single turn. And we got the Highlander for having no duplicates in our deck. We defeated one boss without taking damage and 5 elites without taking damage. That's pretty nice. So we got Emotion Chip. Emotion Chip is pretty nice. I like it, but I frequently forget that this exists. Symbiotic Virus gives us a darkness at the beginning of each combat. And Data Disk, one that I really like. Start each combat with 1 focus. And just to look at some stats here, the boot added 22 damage. That's not too bad for the boot. The kunai, which we got very late, we gained 18 dexterity with. And the Unceasing Top really only acted in one battle, but the one battle that it acted in, it did amazing things. And then Ice Cream, we retained 99 energy. All right. So that was it with the Defect. And next is going to be with the Ironclad. And so shall I. Alright, so next is going to be with the Ironclad. Before I start this, I will open the floor for any questions. I am going to do this on Ascension 4 because we just won on Ascension 3. But open it for any questions because I need to take a quick break. And Jimmy, welcome to the stream. Let's start on the Ironclad. So, Ascension level 4. Bosses now are deadlier, which means they deal more damage. Elites are deadlier, bosses are deadlier, normal enemies are deadlier. Every enemy deals more damage than they normally would. Again, we start with a 10-card deck. The weird one about the Ironclad to me is that the Ironclad just has so many attacks. You start with 6 attacks and 4 defense. A random rare card doesn't seem the best in this, because if we don't like the rare card, then we're somewhat stuck with it for a little while. Enemies in our next 3 combats have 1 health is fine. Random boss relic. I like choosing this one. It's not as good on the Ironclad because the Ironclad's burning blood is actually quite nice. Obtaining a curse, we could choose a rare card, but we'd end up with a curse. We would add 2 cards, we'd already beat our cap number of cards. I'm really actually leaning towards obtaining a random rare card and seeing where the run goes. I don't think that's affected by what we see here. Although, what I see here is not bad. It looks like we can safely take 3 elites in this first act. So let's see what our rare card is. The Juggernaut. Could be good. Juggernaut deals damage every time you gain block. The major downside to the Juggernaut is you don't get to choose where the damage goes. Okay, so what I see is we can get a shop relatively early where we can remove a card. We can visit a fire and an elite. So I probably want this shop, right? Yeah. Fire, elite, and then the rest of this we can hit another elite, fire, shop, elite. That is very few normal enemies. And I'm going to go the event path because events have a chance of removing cards, and that's really what we need. Do I want an event before? Yes, I do. I'm going to go this way. Juggernaut. Not the most impactful in this first fight. Let's do the typical bash strike. And really, with the Ironclad's burning blood, you don't really need to defend all the damage. You can still end up at full health afterward. We are guaranteed to win next turn. And we win. Now, we can only add one card to the deck. Clash. Clash is pretty bad. I have a very low opinion of Clash because the problem is any enemy that adds status cards to your deck basically ruins Clash for you. Wild Strike does a lot of damage, but shuffling a wound into the deck seems pretty bad. And then Inflame makes us do more damage. I think I'm going to skip these. When we only have one slot to put a card, I'm going to be pretty picky about what to put in that slot. Interesting. Neither of these two lice are attacking, so we get to just attack them and win next turn. Fruit Juice. This is a rare potion. First potion to find. Pretty nice. Now, I love having battle trances in Ironclad decks. I really do. That makes me heavily lean towards battle trance here, although the Shrug It Off goes with Juggernaut as our first pick. The battle trance doesn't do anything for us yet. It's just such a nice card. I think I'm going to take the battle trance. If I were to build a 12-card Ironclad deck, I believe I would have one battle trance in it. So we're going to add one. This one, we are going to take damage. He's dealing us more than we heal on our first turn. And we will get him back for that. The battle trance here allows me to draw more strikes, which means... I was going to say it means I get to win, but I actually won with the 2 strikes that I had in my hand. Can't get another card. Potions are excellent so far. Oh man, this is one of the few things that makes Clash playable, in my opinion. The medical kit, because you can get rid of status cards that enemies give to you. We can't afford it. We can't buy a card. What we're really here to do is remove a card. And we're removing a strike. Now we have the opportunity to add a card to the deck. Still going to go question marks, though, so that we could potentially remove more cards. We can add a doubt to the deck, but I don't think so. And what do we smith? Based on what we've picked up so far, I think the Bash might not actually be one of the cards in our deck because the Juggernaut is here. I'm tempted to upgrade the Juggernaut. The other option is Battle Trance, because 4 cards is more than 3 cards. I am tempted to upgrade the Juggernaut. I think I'll upgrade Battle Trance first. We'll have plenty of time before Juggernaut upgrades will be the best choice. That means that we didn't get another attack, and we didn't upgrade an attack before going to this elite. That would normally make me slightly scared, but we have excellent potions. So, Battle Trance. Battle Trance draws us these cards. I think we want that so that we shuffle the deck early. And what do we do in this fight? I think what we do is we play Juggernaut. And then we play a lot of defense. And we're probably going to use our block potion on the second turn here. Yes, we are going to use the block potion. The block potion will also hit for 5 damage because we gained block. The undirected attack with the Juggernaut here is a problem. It's not too much of a problem. That Battle Trance draws these 4 cards, which means... So, we could play another Defend, but we could also play 2 strikes and kill this one. If this 5 damage had hit this one, it would have been perfect, because then 1 strike and that 5 damage would have beat it, and then we wouldn't take any damage this turn. But instead we're taking 5. Of course we play a Defend. And then... who do I strike here? I think that we're going to strike this one, because I'm more likely to defeat this one before it attacks again than the one on the right. Well, if we hit the one on the left with this Defend, then we get to defeat it this turn. We did not. Battle Trance, yeah. Always good to Battle Trance, right? Actually, no. Next turn we will perfectly draw 2 Defends, which blocks the attack this one will do. So we actually want to draw those 2 Defends next turn. So therefore, we're not going to play the Battle Trance. Then removing a strike is a little bit nicer, because that retains the damage that we have in the deck. Headbutt would not have been my choice, were I making complete choices here, though. What do we want to do this first turn? I think what I want to do is play Juggernaut and then headbutt the Battle Trance. That way next turn we get to do whatever we want. With what we have, anyway. Not like we have the most options. So a Defend and hit you. That's very nice. Looks like I got disconnected again. Wish this stream was a little bit more reliable, but can't do anything about it, so I can only apologize. Bag of Preparation. That's a pretty good relic. That means your first turn is just better, because you have more options. If I play the Battle Trance, I will perfectly fill my hand. And then we can always headbutt the Battle Trance again. I think I'm going to continue to do that. Headbutt, Battle Trance. And then I can't quite defeat you. Don't like being vulnerable and frail. So maybe I should have attacked the Spike Slime. Maybe I should have been attacking the Spike Slime the whole time. Next turn is not looking great. What do I do here?